So we had a chat this week, of course, about Splitgate, which has been the game that has been overtaking the off-season for the COD players and basically everybody else's lives at this moment in time, including mine. As you can see, we've been grinding. We're in Diamond. We're doing all right. But if we're talking about ranked player, there's two different parts to it. There's Takedown, and of course, there is the normal standard ranked mode. Both these modes have different ranks, as we can see on the screen. We're already going through it. There's 4v4 ranks, and of course, there is Takedown ranks. So we're going to go through Takedown today and go through what it exactly is. You can even go through your KD for all of these things as well, just to the specific to the 4v4 and specific to Takedown. Also, while we're here, I just want to quickly talk about these new gold skins, which are absolutely phenomenal, and that is one thing I really want to point out, and shout out to the devs. Really good work from their side of things. There's constantly new content for people to buy in terms of skins, etc. Really, I want the pistol just for rank play. Essentially is why we want it, because it looks so good. But let's jump into it. Let's talk about Takedown. That was probably one of my better players during this little session that I did have. Takedown is kind of like, in a sense, you want to talk about certain games that have had that one life mode kind of carry on, where you have that game mode, you can only die once. It's kind of like that in a little bit of a way, but to the point where it does have this respawn technicality in there that does mix things up a little bit. It's a team game, 3v3 rather than the 4v4, with just a standard arena kind of map. I kind of like these maps for it because they are a little bit smaller. I wouldn't be surprised if you could maybe mix it up and use some of the other maps. In particular, none of them are necessarily coming to mind, but some of the smaller maps could work for it as well. But I don't mind these arena setup maps. They're very close quarters. It's very fast and pacey, as is the game mode. So the game mode, if you have not played, it's 3v3 with respawns, but every time that you die, your respawn timer goes up. And the reason for that is the objective to win the game is to wipe all three players on the opposite team at the same time. So as you can see in the bottom left corner, there's 12, 18, 15, and that's all going down. So these respawn timers, because the round has been going on for a little while, are a little bit higher. As you can see, Alpha Team currently right now had one blue left, and we managed to kill him right there and winning the round. So you got to kill every single player on the other team. They all have to be dead at the same time. Whilst the respawner timers go up, that becomes easier or harder depending on what situation you are in. Of course, there is weapons laid about the place. On this one in particular, I can't remember. So this is Simulation Charlie, actually. Sniper on the left is probably the more proficient one that everyone tends to go for, albeit not really many lanes to snipe with it on. We know how good the sniper can be up close and personal. You get one shot in there, you go in with a melee to kill very, very quickly. You just put the damage down and try and support as best as you can. There's a lot of different places that you can portal on this map as well. A lot of different advantage situations that you can find yourself in with a very simple portal. It is fast and furious, this map in particular, as is the game mode. Now, one thing that I started seeing maybe in Diamond a little bit, but didn't when I was going through my qualifiers, is players playing your life as best you can. You can see on the screen, last alpha standing. So one player from the blue team, last one alive momentarily. We can see that I find the kill and unfortunately do teabag. But nonetheless, going through this, for me, it's it's not a complex game mode, but there's a little bit more to it. I think it's very much about knowing your respawn timers and how you should be playing the game at the same time. Do you start going aggressive to try and find those kills when they're on the back foot? Do you play passively because you're on the back foot, just trying to find a couple of kills? When you're on your own, your last player remaining, what's the play? Do you sit in one spot, or do you make sure you start finessing with the portals? There's so many different ways that you can kind of mix it up on Takedown. I was about to say, like at the beginning, it kind of does remind me of a single life mode in a way, because you really do have to play your life towards the end. But at the same time, at the beginning, it's very fast and furious. Who can find those power weapons first? Who can find them first picks to then put themselves in that advantageous situation? If you can find a 3-man wipe immediately as well and win all your kills off the break, you're in an even better spot. But typically is one that goes on a little bit longer. And for me as well, I've seen a lot of these rounds last a while when it gets down to the respawns going up very, very high. Especially if it's two very close teams, it can really come down to the wire. And I really think it's actually a really entertaining mode, and I would love to see it in the esports side of things of Splitgate when things do get rolling. Try some 3v3 tournaments, try some 4v4 tournaments as well. I would say, look, I do prefer the 4v4, and we're going to have a video on that later on in the week. But at the same time, I think the 3v3 still has a place in a competitive aspect. Of course, it has made the arena maps. That's what they're there for. It's more esporty, isn't it? That's kind of the side of things they've gone for. It definitely feels like the team developing the game probably didn't intend for their users to fall off the map in such a way. At the same time, they always seem to want to center it on an esports side of things. It's very fair. There's nothing, crazy thrown in there that'll give you an advantage if you pay for it, etc., etc. Free game. Everyone's enjoying it so far, and honestly, I think for Takedown, there is a place for it in the esports cycle when it does come around. It's just nice to have something different. You know, you can have your 3v3 scene, your 4v4, you can have it amalgamated together. I'm not sure how you would do it when it does come down to teammates, etc., if it is 3v3 and 4v4. Nonetheless, I really do enjoy the game mode, and I think, you know, if I was to give any tips for it, just sitting in diamonds, so read into it what you will, if you want, is make sure that you're picking up those ARs as best as you can as well. Trying to get hold of the power weapons, then going from there, because if you can get and win your power weapon fight straight off the rip, you're automatically in a better spot to then go on and find further kills. So it really is, if you're on the back foot in that scenario, you need to maybe sit back a little bit, just play a little bit passively, try and find a good portal to try and pick somebody off. There's so many different things that you can do on this mode, but it's about playing smart when you need to and aggressive when you need to as well. Overall, I really do enjoy it. My rank's slightly higher on this than it is on normal ranked, but I haven't quite played as much as I would have possibly liked this week. But nonetheless, I hope you are enjoying Takedown, hope you're enjoying Splitgate, hope you're enjoying these videos as well. If you did, please leave a like and comment below what you think. Do you prefer 4v4? Do you prefer Takedown? Are you 3v3 or a 4v4 guy? For me, I kind of actually maybe, I don't know, I'm undecided on which way I'm going, but nonetheless, I'm really enjoying Splitgate. Hope you guys are too. As I said, leave a like, leave a comment. We will see you for the next video. Catch you then.